Thoughts about when you're approached about the incest angle?
Well, it wasn't like it would be anything out of the ordinary for us two, but we really weren't surprised. I don't think it was Ken's fault. It was his idea, pretty much. he, not really his idea to do it on the show, but he thought it'd be funny to kiss me in front of a bunch of fans, and they all started screaming that they liked it. I don't even know where we were, but they were all screaming, like, yeah, if that was my sister, Ken, yeah. And I was like, oh my God. And then, like, the next week, they're like, hey, you guys want to do an incest angle on TV? And we're like, oh my God. Not really, but I didn't really care. Acting's acting to me. I'll act like anything.
Did you think it was going overboard or nah?
Doing it incest? I don't think that anything that the WWF comes up with would be considered overboard.
It's entertainment anyway.
It's all acting. I look at, people look at it, I think everybody there, except for me, looked at it as, like, their career and their, they're wrestlers. And they, like I said, I was into acting. So, I considered it just a role, a character, it was fun.
What are your thoughts on Vince Russo and Ed Fier, who did a lot of the script writing?
I like those guys a lot. When they went to WCW, they're the ones who called me and convinced me to go to WCW. And then quit, like 2 days later. It's like, oh, come on, Vince. He totally called me and was like, yeah, come in, we got a good thing for you, blah, blah, blah. And just left me, like, in WCW, which was like this big disaster. I was like, oh my God, please come back. I don't think it ever happened.
How did you get along with China?
We didn't talk. We wouldn't have got along, so we just didn't. You know what I mean? You could just tell.
She was jealous of you, you think?
No, I don't think she was jealous of me. I mean, she's a totally different type of girl than me. You know what I mean?
Right.
If we looked alike or something, I could, you know what I mean, or anything. But no, I don't think she was jealous of me. I don't think. But, you can just tell when there's people that you aren't going to bond with, so you might as well not try. So.
Did some of the wrestlers and females ever give you a hard time since you never paid any dues in wrestling?
I didn't know anything about that until I started coming to these independent shows about what dues were. I kind of just assumed that everybody was in there how I was in there. You know what I mean? I didn't know anything about it. But then, going to independent shows and stuff, I actually started feeling bad for not being so grateful for the job, because I wasn't grateful for it at all. You know what I mean? I didn't take it seriously. I wasn't, like, overexcited. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, it's not like I should have been, because I didn't follow it. I didn't know anything about it. But then after the indie shows that I did a lot, and I see these guys and girls that have been doing this, for $20 a night, just breaking their legs and doing crazy stuff, you know what I mean? And they're just all trying to get where I was on accident. I started to feel what that was all about, that didn't pay your dues and stuff. I don't know if anybody was mad at me or thought that, I shouldn't have been there because I didn't pay my dues, but I just didn't think about it. I didn't even think they knew what I had done, or if I didn't really know independent wrestling even existed, or that there was a ladder that you could climb to get up. I mean, I started in WWF. You know what I mean? Like, that was the first time I was ever anything. And now I understand that, most people don't just start there. They have to.
Do you feel that, like, obviously you know more now than when you first started? Would you have done things different if you got pushed in WWF now?
Oh, yeah. I would have. The only thing I would do different is would have, watched it before I was ever on it. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I think that was, the only thing I would, change for sure. I mean, if I knew more about it, I would know more of what to do. I didn't know how risque they got. I didn't know anything, nothing about it at all. So it's hard to do your best job. It's like getting an acting job and not doing any research on the character. It's, you know what I mean? And I didn't plan on it being a job. If they would have come to me and said, hey, we're going to be doing this for a while, it's going to be, blah, blah. But instead they were like, come do this thing one night. It'll take 2 minutes. And then leave. And then come back and do it again. And then leave. I never expected it to continue. I kept thinking it was, the 4th show. And that was it. 5th. That was it. And on and on and on until 50th. And then I'm like, maybe I'm going to be here for a little bit.
What actually led to you leaving?
I didn't sign my contract. It was... my dad really didn't approve. It was long. I was 19. Right. You know what I mean? It was like one of those contracts where they have the right to renew it over and over and over, and they can fire you at any time, but you can't quit. One of those type things. So, being 19 and just not even being interested in wrestling, it wasn't anything that I was wanting to sign. I guess they gave it to me in February, and it was August before they came back, and they were like, "Where's your contract?" I'm like, in my closet. They're like, "Did you sign it?" And I'm like, "No." And then we started talking about it. I started talking to JR and, telling him how, it was just too long for me. And we used Ken's agent, Barry, to, call him and say, this is a little long for her, blah, blah, blah. And they weren't willing to change it, so.
Right.
And that was it.
Do you regret leaving at all, or no?
No.
No.
I mean, I feel bad again for all these guys who just, I really do, but I don't regret leaving at all.
How did you leave with things with Vince McMahon? Was the door left open for you to return at any time?
Well, yeah, but I think they say that to everybody.
Right.
I mean, I've heard like 50 people other than myself say that the last thing they said was, "No bridges burn, open door here, come back anytime." I mean, I think they say that to everyone now.
Just political.
Yeah, I mean, they gotta act nice when they're firing you, So.
Were you ever approached for any acting roles or modeling jobs after you left the World Wrestling Federation?
No, and that was one of the only reasons that I did it. But going to LA and seeing what it was like, I wanted to be an actor before WWF was even brought up, and I thought that it would be, something good,
Right.
and it does you this much good.
Huh.
No good. No, in acting, like it. You're like, oh, you're a wrestling chick. Okay, yeah, talent. Seriously, that's what they think of it in LA. That's. I mean, maybe if I was like a big superstar, like The Rock, yeah, okay, you could get some movies or something.
Right.
But it's like, okay, you were one of those chicks that what? Everybody's like, what'd you do? Like, hold a card and walk around with like the sign with number 2?
Right.
You know how many times I've been asked that question? People don't even know what we do. They're like,
They don't.
wrestling girl, you wrestle? I'm like, no, we just go out there and, do our thing. They're like, what thing? Yeah, it gets you nowhere. And
Did you stay in touch with anyone from the World Wrestling Federation after you left?
well, I mean, randomly, of course, Ken, but, I mean, we would always, even now, Ken and I see, people every now and then, or we, if they come to town, they call us. If we're somewhere they are, we call them, whatever, like, something like that.
How did you and Sable get along?
We didn't, we definitely didn't fight or anything, but, I don't know. I wasn't really around her a whole lot.
Right.
Everybody had separate dressing rooms, and I wasn't allowed in the in the dressing room with the girls who had been there for a year or whatever, however long they'd been there. I have no idea. But
It was cliquish?
oh, yeah, they were very like, we paid our dues kind of thing.
Right.
We deserve our own dressing room. So there's a corner bathroom down there. It might have a working light bulb. Go in there and change clothes, Frank. Of course, I didn't care. I'm like, okay.
What were your immediate plans after you left the World Wrestling Federation?
I don't know, to relax, to rest, to sleep, to eat good, to do things that I wanted to do. That was it, pretty much. I had no intentions of going back into wrestling, but I got bribed.
How soon were you contacted after you left by Vince Russo to go to WCW?
Like 2 months. Did I fix it? Okay, hold on. Ken's doing this to me. You guys gonna edit
Because you're
this?
sitting back in
He's
here.
telling me my hair is sticking out. Was it sticking out the whole time?
No, just when you sat back in.
Okay, good. Sorry.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.